interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Welcome everyone to South of the Eight. With me today, as always, is Jessica. Jessica, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to the end of the year. That happened fast.
It was fast.
Fast.
The older you get, right? It's always like, it's so fast.
Yeah.
Now you understand when people are like, enjoy, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, and I keep hearing all those like memes about the Bad Bunny song. You wouldn't know.
It got me missed there.
It's the
I'm sure I know.
Empezar el 2023 bien cabrón. Like, yeah.
Cool. I'm sure I'll see it.
It's sentimental because that song came out.
I'm sure I'll see a lot of videos with it in the next couple of weeks.
That song came out a couple years ago, and everybody kept like singing it. And now that we're almost
Oh, it's
2023,
an older song.
Yeah, it's an older song.
Oh, wow.
I don't remember how old
Even
it was,
cooler.
but it was an older song. Not too old, but maybe like
Older.
a year or two.
So it's not
old.
like he made it this year. So.
Yeah. So I've been seeing like memes and videos about like how it's almost 2023, and it's like, wow.
That was fast. We're coming along with the pandemic. It is better than it was last year, I guess. I don't know. Number-wise, I'm sure it's still pretty shitty, but everything else around it seems a little less. But like I said, I'm probably speaking out of turn. That said, for me, I feel like once I start feeling that it's really towards the end of the years when it starts getting cold, even though here in San Diego, you'll have like a cold morning and then like a really hot night, which for me sucks just because of construction. You go to work super covered up, and then as the day goes on, you're just like taking off like 100 layers at a time. But I don't know. When can you usually tell that like it's coming along or the year's about to end?
When it starts getting darker earlier,
like
after the time shaving, the saving time.
Yeah.
That just happened like 1 or 2 weeks ago.
A couple weeks ago. Yeah.
And because now I work a later shift, but when I was working in my regular 9 to 5, I would get out of work and it would be dark. And that's how I knew winter was
that's
here.
Another thing for you. You do get out late, so
yeah. So now in my new job, I just get out nighttime every day. But still, it makes a difference because even by like 5 p.m. it just feels like a little later because I have windows and I see the light of the outside, so I would say that it's getting dark.
For me, it scares me because usually during summer, if you wake up and you see light, it's bad. It means you're late. It means you're not gonna make it to work. It means it's like scary. You know what I mean? Because I'm so used to waking up in the break of dawn or right before it. But now that's nice too. Waking up, driving with some sun. It just feels like an actual morning, but it does scare you the first 2 seconds you wake up. But I like it. But with the end of the year, I think it comes the big bulk of like holidays. And personally, I mean, I can give or take most of them. But I figured it would be a cool thing to talk about today, just because, well, not only are they different in between cultures, they're also different in between families. We all have a little bit of different traditions, and some better than others. So for me, the holiday season really starts, and I don't mean, I mean excluding like basic holidays, you know what I mean? The ones that just kind of get you a day off at work or overtime. I'm talking about like the big ones, right? For me, it starts like Halloween. That's when I'm like, okay, now we're doing something.
Pumpkin spice latte season. That's when I'm like, oh, pumpkin spice is available at Starbucks.
But I mean, but that's like a fall thing. But is that really for you holidays? Like that says
because
holidays?
once fall kicks in, it's Thanksgiving, and then Christmas, New Year's, everything happens fast.
This is the problem. You skip straight into Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
it starts at Halloween. That's when you're like, you're excited for like, it's the beginning of the race. Like you're excited for everything that's about to come, And I think a lot of people skip it.
Yeah, I always think Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because Thanksgiving, I get together with my family, so I gather up with my family, so then that means more of a holiday. Halloween, we just do our own thing. Like sometimes I do go trick-or-treating with the kids, but it's like a one night thing, and if they invite me, I'll go. So Thanksgiving is the first one that we all get together as a family, so that's why
I guess it's how you celebrate Halloween or whatever. And I've had a little bit of everything, which is pretty fun. Now I get to take my kid, which is great. But I've partied during Halloween. I've also gone trick-or-treating when I was younger. But for me, it's like everything that surrounds it. Sort of like the movies, right? Like now you have like spooky drinks at a bar or like creepy pancakes. I don't know, maybe just to get to buy stuff or stuff like that. But it's just like everything that surrounds it, the music for it. Again, the movies, I circle back to that one just because it's like such a big part of what Halloween is. And it's fun, it's like... watching creepy things or doing creepy activities. That's what I like.
And I love Halloween, and I love all those activities, and
Yeah.
we always do those activities together. But yeah, I see what you mean, because we do activities and we don't really do that like for Valentine's Day. It's not like we do paintings and things together.
Because because that also leads me to, like, let's say Christmas. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but like Christmas, right? Like the day of, or the 24th for a lot of us, it's kind of it, but it's not all of it, right? It's everything that leads to it. It's like the going shopping for your family, and then like the Starbucks drinks with candy cane in them. It's like everything around it plus that day. You know, I think that's, for me, that's what Halloween is. Not necessarily Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is just the day. Like, I don't do anything.
I like cooking, so it's my opportunity to shine.
Yeah.
The cooking.
Yeah, but also, especially with memes, you'll see things like, for like Thanksgiving. I mean, you'll see things where like the 30th or the 1st of November, you know, like Mariah Carey has been defrosted or whatever. They're also skipping Thanksgiving there, so a little bit of disrespect.
Always stores skip Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
During Halloween time, they already had Christmas things up.
Yeah.
Like stores are always
before
rushing.
Halloween, right?
Yeah,
like,
before.
Where did we
Halloween,
go?
yeah.
Was it
It was Walmart.
Dollar Tree.
Walmart and Dollar Tree,
too.
yeah, but Walmart
right next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
They rush into it. I
mean, what are you gonna sell people on Thanksgiving besides food stuff?
Yeah, I guess, but even like just let Halloween end, and then you still got a whole month before Christmas.
Month and a half
before Christmas.
Because it's at the end of December.
So you can let all the Halloween. It's just kind of random to see like the scary, spooky decorations next to like Santa Clauses and like Christmas decorations.
Yeah, it's weird, and I think Thanksgiving has a lot to offer. I mean, despite the fact of how shitty it became a holiday and things like that, I just like the food around it. You know what I mean? Like, I like the food and hanging out with family. For me, it's like Christmas without the pressure of having to buy gifts.
Yeah, or having the day off. That's the great part.
Yeah, the day off, or sometimes like the week if you take off, right? Like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for most people will be off, and I feel like that's also kind of nice. But I just, again, Thanksgiving, well, depending on what kind of family you have, we don't always have turkey. So that's cool too, because for us, it's just, Thanksgiving just means food. Like, it could be a lot of this, a lot of that, not necessarily turkey. I'm sure there'll be a piece of turkey or maybe ham, but it's mostly kind of for all other stuff. Do you guys always do turkey?
When I was little, we didn't really celebrate it. Thanksgiving, once in a while, we would come over, because at this time we live in TJ, so we wouldn't really celebrate at all.
Would you? Yeah.
But once in a while, we would come with our family that live in San Diego, and they would have dinner, so we would just come as, just eat, and then we would go back. But it was until my sister got married that his family, they would do Thanksgiving. So ever since then, we do Thanksgiving every year, and we got into everybody knows what to bring, and now we have like now we have
traditional,
like a really nice, like a traditional
food.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I think as everybody got older and they started having their partners come to dinner, then it became more of a traditional
like
family gathering.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, for us, I think, maybe for us, it's just we did it for so long that it just kind of got stale. And then at one point, I remember like years ago, someone was like, doesn't anyone even like turkey? Because they were arguing of who's going to do it, and like so-and-so does it better. And someone mentioned like, does anyone even like turkey? And it's like, not really. And like I said, like sometimes there will still be one, but it's not the main thing. Like, there's a lot of other food, way better food than turkey. But, I was just thinking right now, I think maybe that's why, because you say you didn't celebrate it when you were at Tijuana. It's because, like, Thanksgiving is super exclusive to the U.S. I mean, most holidays, if they can sell you something, it's American. You know what I mean? But Christmas is so iconic, right, because of the religion portion of it. But Halloween is so iconic because of the commercialization of it, that I think if the world's going to skip Thanksgiving, then Walmart's going to skip Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Because they're like, nope, on to bigger things where, they could sell it here, or they can sell it in Tijuana, they can sell it in Sinaloa. They'll sell something, But yeah, I don't know. It's, like I said, I like traditional, but I like tamales in Thanksgiving even better.
We've never had tamales in Thanksgiving.
No, it's fun. Or birria.
I mean, sounds good.
It's good. It's, I mean, like I said, it's just a reason to eat. Without the pressure, and like party. Really, that's what I mean. That's another thing. Like, una amanecida, fogatita, something like that. Another reason to sort of para party. Pero
yeah, but I like Christmas food a lot more than the Thanksgiving food, than the Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, what's the difference?
There's tamales in Christmas.
Oh, but you mean
'Cause
like
I don't
Mexican Christmas?
Yeah.
Right. I thought you were for like traditional. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah. The Christmas food is way better. But again, that's kind of our Thanksgiving. Just whatever, you know. Because tamales is super Christmas, but they're also throughout the whole year. I mean, I eat tamales in March. You know what I mean? They're not specific like that. But yeah, Christmas I like. It's just so much pressure of how to buy gifts. I don't like shopping unless it's for me. So I hate having to go out and find something. I'd rather just have a list and be like, check off, check off, check off. I don't know.
I love shopping, so it's a good time for me, but it's also decision making of what
How
I'm
do you
gonna buy.
how do you even deal with that? It's so much.
It is a lot. Yeah.
It's stressful. It's a little stressful, and there's always pressure. And at the end, you're like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have worried.
Yeah. And then last
next year
minute
comes.
Christmas shopping. Oh.
Yeah, because everybody doesn't.
Yeah, because then you spend so much money for last minute gifts. Yeah.
Yeah.
When
In
do you
time
start
and
shopping for Christmas?
Like a couple weeks before.
A couple weeks before.
But honestly, I just kind of order a lot of stuff online, or which is my version of shopping, which the storage is infinite, so they'll have it. You know, I'll
it's
find
great that we can do shopping online now.
That's the best.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
the best. 'Cause
how I
you
get
can,
most
you
of my
can
stuff.
compare prices. They'll
That
just be
too.
delivered to
That
you.
too. And how shitty is it that you're looking for something specific? The reason you want it is probably because it's popular, which means you show up and it's gone. Like, oh, we don't have it, but maybe they'll have it over there. And it's like, ugh, like that. Drive it around. So, I don't know. But again, Christmas is cool and all, but it has too much pressure.
Yeah, shopping during Christmas, it's so chaotic. I feel so bad for like the people that work.
100%.
Yeah, like the
hearts go out
workers
to the service workers.
Yeah.
Black Friday and on. Well, I think all the time, but Black Friday and on for them, I think it's like a black cloud of.
Yeah.
And New Year's too. Like if you work in the clothing retails, I feel like everybody goes out shopping for like New Year's Eve or something like that. It's just
Para
stressful.
Was
Sí,
that a thing in your family?
Empezar el año
We would wear like new clothes on New Year's. It's like a tradition.
Yeah. Or like las maletas en la puerta. Para cuando
Yeah, I remember.
cuando se cumpla la hora, you're supposed to run out, which means you start your year traveling.
There's so many of those, and like, how can you like do them all at the same time? 'Cause
Calzones, are you going red? Are you going green? Yellow?
green? There's a green one?
Oh, money.
I thought, what was yellow then? Oh, health. I know
I
there's
don't remember.
yellow.
Red is love. Green is money. Yellow
I
is
think it might be health.
health or lucky. I don't know. Or you peed yourself. I don't know. I've always like that's always a discussion of what are you gonna wear. Then people wear two or three of them.
Or like the 12 grapes at midnight, and you're like,
Yeah, that's
like
and you're supposed to make. Yeah, you're supposed to make a wish per
grape.
per
Yeah,
grape.
so you can have them
And
ready.
I remember one year they got like the the big grapes. Everybody's just like choking at one.
Or when
at
they
a
get
time.
the grapes with the seeds.
Oh yeah, then
and
that
then
just
you
ruins
just,
the
like,
whole
them-
thing.
ruins
Have
the
you?
whole
Do you
thing.
finish them?
I do finish them, yeah. I
it's
want
just-
my 12 wishes.
I'll only like 8, and then I'm like, I'm done. Like, I've had enough. Like, I did the effort. Sometimes, I mean, if I'm hungry, you know, but it's just, I don't know. And sometimes they don't like, they're not great grapes, so they're all squishy. I'm not gonna eat 8 squishy
I think
grapes.
out of all the ones that I've been introduced to, the grapes are the one I like the most. One, because I think it's just a nice snack. Like, you just eat grapes. And I think it's good to have the wishes, because, I mean, we kind of know those wishes are not going to, like, happen magically, right? But it's kind of like a reflection of, like, oh, this is what I want
for the year.
get, or this is what I wish I could have or do. And then you kind of, like, set up the year making those goals. Yeah, like manifest it, or like set those goals that you wanted to do that, or you want to do that.
Yeah, for the 12, I remember at one point it was wishes for us, and then at one point it was like, oh, well, wishes and New Year's, like resolutions.
Yeah, New
Porque
Year's.
como que nadie puede pensar en 12 deseos. Decías, no, pues un chingo de lana, un chingo de salud. And then it was like, you know, but it was like end resolution, so we all kind of mixed it. I like it. I mean, it's thoughtful, it's cool, it's like hopeful. That's a cool tradition. But sort of going back to like Christmas, I know we have a bit of a different traditions, just because like for us, when you gonna get your toys for the next day, para Santa, we put our stocking, which for us is a shoe. So we put our shoe under the tree, which I just found out is not a normal thing people do. But you put your shoe under the tree, and then Santa knows that that's yours. So that's where he puts the gifts. Maybe it's just because I always grew up with like a lot of cousins. Y para saber de quién era qué.
Like wash shoe.
You will put our shoes to like, oh, this is me, instead of everybody fighting for shit, you know, because no one's gonna write a name on every single one of them. So they were just like, oh, si están al lado de tus zapatos, esos son tuyos. And they summed it up to like stockings, but I don't know. I guess you don't do that. How do you know which ones are yours?
Because you get your stocking and people know that's yours. Because I would always
so
do
you
it with
the
my...
stocking.
I do the stocking,
But then
not
they're
my
not
shoe.
under the tree, sorry, because the stockings go on the wall.
Yeah, they go on the wall.
So then how do you know if the trees are under... Sorry, if the gifts are under the tree? How do you know which ones are yours?
Oh, we write our names on them.
Okay. Okay. Well, that was a hard way to
Yeah, we just... Sorry, I was just confused with the question.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, well, that's not that
Well, you know,
creative.
we
I like
didn't
our
do
story
that,
better.
but maybe other people did. You know, but I remember
You
the
made me
first
feel
one-
weird about it.
The first Christmas that I went to your house, and I was like, wait, why is there shoes under the tree?
I don't know. Like I said, it all played along because in the movies we see the stockings. So we just never had stockings. It was always just like our shoe, you know. But it's not that normal.
Yeah, we just put our names in the gifts. Yeah,
Okay.
and then whenever it's time to open gifts, we just call out the names, and you come pick up your gift and you open it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes because if we're too many people, everybody's opening gifts at the same time, and I don't like it because I want to see what everybody got. I'm that person.
Why can't you just afterwards be like, oh, what did you get? What did you get? You know, no?
Because I want to see the reaction.
You're the people
Especially if
that
it's
sits in a
gifts
circle at a birthday
I give out.
while they open gifts.
Yes.
Oh, that's so awkward.
Or baby shower.
And it's just like everybody's clapping. You're like,
I'm just curious to know
I
what
got
they got.
and then you're like, oh.
It's funny to see
It's
people's
such a weird-
reaction
it's
because
such a weird
sometimes
thing
they're
they
like
do.
expecting something and they don't get it, and it's just like
But you-
disappointment but happiness.
But then why would you want to see that?
I'm
Like
just
if it's a specific,
curiosity.
like if I got you something and I knew it was like gonna be big, I want to see that reaction. But if you got a bunch of random people, not random, okay, family, but you know, sometimes we don't go as hard for other family members. Just let them see it, and then like, oh, thanks for the socks. I'm like, oh, you're welcome. You know, I want to see the reaction for that. You know, I don't know. It just seems a little. I like when everybody's just like ripping apart
At the same time.
and then
Oh,
it's like
it's too much
you
happening
hear
at
a
the
yell
same
over
time,
there.
like, it
Everybody's like,
can't.
what you get? Oh my god, I got it, and it's just
See, I don't even
mayhem.
focus on my own gifts because I'm like, like what did they get? They got, so I'm just.
Well, that's the cool part. And then you're happy for them. You're happy for you. And then you may be a little jealous of that guy. And then you're just kind of...
Nah,
it's just chaos. It's chaos.
I believe in turns. We should take turns opening
Take
gifts.
turns.
Except the children. Like, that's fine.
Maybe.
Yeah,
the
because
kids.
they're just, it's painful for them. So.
Okay, so then do you do gifts before midnight or at midnight? Or do you wait till the morning after?
We usually do midnight. We try to aim for midnight. Even some of the kids do get a little impatient, so we let them open one gift and then they gotta wait for midnight to open the rest.
Yeah.
So we don't do we go to sleep, wake up the next day,
Yeah.
and do gifts the 25th. No, we just the whole night we're just waiting for midnight, and sometimes it happens even before midnight. Especially if like we have family members that need to go back home and drive that night. We just like we just get it over with.
Go home.
Yeah, so
Okay.
everybody can go home at the time that they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But I've never had that you go to sleep and then you wake up the next day and then your gifts are
Well,
there.
ours is like we'll do gifts and then Santa does gifts the 25th. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily all the gifts at midnight. It's always like, oh, well, yes, it was just para los niños nomás. Like, so the kind of the adults are done at midnight, siguen pisteando, whatever. It was fun. Some people start wearing the sweaters they got that day and stuff like that, you know, the whole mess. Or you play with like the botella que les dieron, you know, se la toman. Cosas así, no? And then the next day, just kind of sort of for the kids, recalentado. Everybody's eating con la cruda. Y jajaja, que pasó esto, jajaja, que pasó aquello. And then that's it. And that's kind of our Christmas. And for me, it ends at like 8 a.m. Because the kids wake up super early to get their gifts. So I'm done at 8. Like, nothing's going to get done that day. Maybe we'll make food, but más recalentado. And then that's it. Yeah, it could be Monday the next day. I'll be okay with it. You know what I mean? Like, because that day is just such a kick back. I know people go out and
Just
do
lazy.
stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't do anything. Which is always what sucked about having to work the 24th and not the 25th. I would have much rather have the 24th to chill before the party. And I've gone to work on the 25th. Not that bad.
Yeah, I've worked the 25th and I don't care. Because
Yeah.
I don't see my family the 25th.
Yeah,
Because I'm with them throughout the night.
Yeah.
And then I eventually go home. And then the 25th, I don't see them.
Yeah, 'cause
I usually just
if you can
stay
go
by myself. Or
Get past the point that you're like, oh, I just have to be more responsible and not get fucked up,
Yeah.
you know? Then I'm fine. Then I'll go to work on the 25th, make some money, probably get paid extra for going in the 25th. Hell yeah. It was the best. And then it was easy to change because I would work the 24th, tell someone that had the 25th and be like, hell yeah. Like immediately, you know? So I was like, I don't know, maybe it's a white thing. They actually celebrate the 25th. But for Mexicans, 24. But I don't know. It's just kind of. But it's same with like New Year's. Like, what do you do on the 1st?
Nothing.
Same
Hangover.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Oh, you're traveling back from wherever you were with family, right? Like if you're spending it somewhere else, that day's just kind of like, ugh. Now we got to go back to blah blah blah. And then you just start your year, which is super awkward because then you're like, I guess now it's the 2nd of January. Like it's not special, but it's just kind of random. Like the 2nd of January. I don't know. It feels like it should have a bigger meaning, but
yeah, it's just a thing.
It's just the next day, you know. And then el 6, yeah, I think that would be the last big holiday.
La rosca.
Well, por la gente que lo celebra, I mean, I had a cousin that had a birthday that day. So we always had rosca because it was always her birthday, and that would be her pastel. She hated it. She hates rosca. Now she asked for like real cakes because her whole life it was always the same bread. I mean, I don't to each their own. I like rosca, pan de muerto, stuff like that. Oh, we skipped the Day of the Dead.
Yeah, we do.
That would be what's it called? That would be after Halloween.
Yeah, after Halloween.
Which is not the same thing. Yeah. Two different things. 2 different holidays. Dia de Muertos is not Mexican Halloween. But that's fun too. My family celebrates that too. We make an altar every year. Your dad got to be in there this year. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think it's
Which
funny.
I haven't picked up that picture from my soda's house. So my dad's picture's still up
still
there.
Hanging out at the house.
Still hanging out.
Yeah, but I mean that's cool. I like everything around that one too. Oh, watch Coco. I mean, I think that's a must now. I mentioned something on Instagram. It's like Coco or Book of Life. Have you seen Book of Life?
I've seen both.
Okay, which one do you like more?
Oh, I
like not like anything specific or that represents the day, but just like you personally.
I like Coco. I think it's sweet having the little boy and the family, the little grandma. It's really cute.
Yeah, aesthetically, I think obviously Coco is better, but Book of Life is a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a funny movie.
It's a great movie.
It's a good kids movie. It just sucks that it has to be compared to Coco. Yeah. Like if it was about anything else, it would have been fun, but. The fact that the Coco's there, it's like, damn. Well, obviously Coco's better, but Book of Life is a great,
it's a great movie.
Good soundtrack. If you haven't checked it out, I'd recommend it. Yeah. And also, Coco's story is exactly the same.
It is exactly.
It is the same story.
Yeah, and Book of Life was first, right?
Book of Life was years before.
Yeah,
Funny enough, Diego Luna voices the guy in Book of Life, one of the main characters, and Gal Garcia Marquez voices Hector from Coco. And they're like best friends. They come out in a bunch of movies together when they were younger, stuff like that. And it's funny that they both are in like voices for pretty much the same movie. Just one's not Pixar and the other one's Pixar. But still, it's good movies. Good movies.
Yeah,
I mean, Pixar's huge on like holidays, but there's no Pixar Thanksgiving. I mean, there's Charlie Brown, but that's not Pixar. Is there any Thanksgiving movies?
No. I mean, that I'm
sure there's like comedies and stuff like that, like throwaway movies where Thanksgiving's not the main thing; it's just like surrounding it. But Christmas.
I mean, shows always do those. They do like a Halloween episode, Thanksgiving episode, and then like like a special and Christmas special.
Yeah, I mean, okay, just off of that, like the media around the holidays, which one's your favorite? Not the holiday, but just like like the movies and shows and music around.
Definitely Christmas. They overdo Christmas, but it's too much. Yeah, they overdo Christmas so much, but it's just everywhere.
Yeah,
you know, Christmas.
Empalaga, no?
It's because like your real life becomes such a Christmas movie because you walk inside a store and it's like everything's Christmas. Yeah. There's Christmas music, and it just makes you feel like you're in a movie because movies make you think that that's how Christmas should be.
yeah. I guess because you're. Yes, I see what you mean. Stores are giving you the movie, and you watch the movie. So so it's just like a circle.
Feel like, oh, this is such a.
Am I in the movie, or am I the movie? Is the movie based on me? A character. I don't know. I guess I get that, but it's just empalaga, especially with movies. There's so many. I mean, there's so good ones, but there's so many bad ones.
I officially saw my first Christmas movie already.
The Lindsay Lohan one.
Yes.
Yeah, my sister and my mom were watching it.
Good movie.
I'm sure. I'm glad to see Lindsay Lohan back at it. But I don't know. It's just, that's what I'm saying. It's already, it's like just little by little, you know? But
I don't understand why they push the holidays so early on.
Well, like now, that's not a holiday, but like Black Friday, it's on like Monday now. Yeah. Like the week before. Now you start having deals all week for the leading up to the Friday that You know, it's just weird.
I still remember when Black Friday was at midnight, and you would have dinner with your family, and then you would wait,
Straight.
and then go make line. Or
well, that's what it was, midnight, and then it was. Well, it used to be 6 in the morning.
Or 6 in the morning.
Well, like early in the morning, whenever they opened, and then it moved to midnight for Friday, right? And then it moved to like 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
And then like the day before,
now
starts.
It's like 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But now there's specials all the week. I mean, we all knew it was just one big commercial of a holiday, but still, it's not even like the Thanksgiving sale. It's the Black Friday sale on a Monday.
Not a Monday.
It's just so random, and you never get good deals. I don't know. I'm sure you get some, but like,
but never too.
It can't be that great to get trampled over.
Or the Cyber Monday, I
will say that's a little different though, because you're in the comfort of your home.
Yeah, but
if you already have something in your cart.
I guess Amazon makes it all easy. So Cyber Monday with Amazon is a little different. But there was a time that I was trying to get a phone through Cyber Monday on the phone company's website. I never got through. Too many people. Yeah, too many people. That was the.
Yeah, Cyber I guess Monday there's another.
Now everybody just thinks Amazon when it's Cyber Monday, but other websites do deals.
Do they? I don't know. Man, I hate Amazon, but I love Amazon. It's like, geez, I try not to. But anyway, yeah, I feel like, again, the holidays just get pushed back. But then that's why como que te empalaga, Navidad. Because you get it so soon that by the time it's closer, it's just like, ugh, like, I get it. You know, we're almost there. Sometimes you're just excited for the day so that everybody can start taking their shit down, you know, because it's so much.
Christmas lights outside.
But see, so back to the media thing, like, Halloween is way better. Maybe it's more adult, maybe because I'm older. That has a lot to do with it. I feel like, now that I'm an adult, Christmas is cool, but it's not as cool when I was a kid. It was gifts and fun and candy and food. Now it's like another bill, a huge bill, plus like the responsibility of like, where are we going to spend with your family? Like, where are you going to go? Like, that's a whole thing. What are we eating? It's going to be, va a ser noche tranqui? Is it going to be, just a lot to think of and pressure. So... I don't know. As an adult,
you're wearing a Halloween movie, having a Halloween shirt right now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Halloween is like 10 times better.
Yeah.
But for media-wise, at least, porque empieza cuando se te la gana, because horror could be all year, right? But for the people, normies, like they like horror during Halloween, which is cool. I'm glad you're into it. But then the movies are coming out that time. It's the beginning of fall. You get a little bit of cold. I don't know. I like it. Hot cocoa, watching a movie. I don't know.
I recently started watching scary movies, and
you like them now.
Them
yeah, they're fun.
A little bit.
I want to watch Guillermo del Toro's thing. I was cruising through Netflix today, and I was like, I remember you were talking about it. I almost started watching it. I didn't. Just out of respect.
You did.
Out of respect. I was close, though, because I was looking for something. But actually, I watched the All Quiet in the Western Front. I don't know if you like war movies, but my God, that is a gnarly movie. It's a good movie, but it's fucked up. It's a little violent. And now that I think about it, maybe not necessarily for you, but it's a good movie. But yeah, scary stuff, love it. And not necessarily the gory stuff, just like the thriller and the slashers and stuff like that. Saw, I like it, but a little too much for me. Because I know some movies are just like that, they just shock. It's all it really is. But food-wise, yeah, Christmas, I guess.
Halloween doesn't even have traditional
candy.
Food, just candy,
yeah, which is, I'm cool with candy. But again, it mixes with like Dia de Muertos, and I love Pan de Muerto.
Yeah, Pan de Muertos.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, get it, not the same holiday, but it's just they intertwine, and that's really fun. I don't like school candy though. Have you ever had a school candy?
I'm sure that when I was little, I took a bite sugar, at some point, but it's straight sugar. Sugar. I don't think it was good.
I don't know. I'm not a fan, but yeah, I like it. But
Halloween decorations are cool.
I'm not one to decorate, so I'll take your word for it. Oh, I decorated the Jeep.
Yeah, you decorated.
That was more for Hendrix than it was for me, but it was cool. I guess it is cool.
Yeah.
But Christmas, it's nice, but it's expensive. Everything's like, depending on how big you want to go, I just feel like it's too expensive. Like I was fine decorating my Jeep with like, what's it called, Dollar Tree stuff. I was fine, but if I wanted to do the same thing for my car, I'd have to buy the lights, like light up with its own battery, right? I'm like,
yeah, those are more pricey.
I don't know. It seems like an expensive holiday all around. But New Year's, do you do anything for New Year's?
Not much. I've worked.
Yeah.
Same. New Year's for a lot of years.
Yeah, me too. There's so much that it lost its meaning.
It's been the last 2 years that I haven't worked New Year's. One was with you, the other one was with my family.
Yeah.
But before that, every New Year's I was working.
Yeah, for years I would either work the day of or the day after. So partying was never really for me because I couldn't, right? Because I would either I remember I got off at 11 o'clock one 31st or 30th of December. 31st. We'll say 31st of December. I got off like at 11:30 or something like that. And I literally just went home and just sat and watched TV. And I heard everybody like, I go crazy. But I was like, it's too late to go anywhere. And it sucked. But it was just, I think things like that just made me feel like, and then my family doesn't celebrate it. Like,
Yeah,
like
my
we said, we'll
family
do the
has never
uvas. But as soon as midnight hits, everybody's ready to go to bed because they're probably still sick from the Christmas. So we're not huge on.
Yeah,
New
we
Year's Day.
don't. Christmas is always together. We've spent a couple New Year's together, and we do like the little traditions and all. But New Year's has always been everybody does their own thing.
Yeah, I feel like
You know,
that's
as soon as we
for a
got
lot of people.
older, yeah, like you just go out or do your own thing. I usually would just work.
Yeah,
just to make
maybe that's why it
money.
was so cool for you just to work those days.
Yeah, because it was, I was like, should I party or should I just make money?
Yeah, that's true. And it's like it's una fiesta que te puedes faltar. Like honestly, people overhype. Like I remember when I was younger, they overhype New Year's so much. Cause I've gone to cool parties and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
and it's so crowded because everybody wants to be out on New Year's.
That's
and
the thing.
So,
So I
crowded that
never
it's just
went
like,
out
I don't want to deal
on
with
New
it.
Year's, and I don't regret it. It was always like house parties, cause I already hate like downtown style stuff. New Year's would have just been that times 10, right? I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
it's the worst.
It's the worst. Yeah.
So then I don't.
It's so crowded, and then you're all because I have been out on New Year's, and it's crowded, and then you're drinking, and then you miss it because you don't really know what's going on, and then you
Right.
completely miss that it's like 30 seconds away from being midnight,
Oh, then it just starts.
and it just starts, and
Damn.
it's so, like random. And when you're at home, you kind of keep track of it, like, oh, it's 1 hour away, oh, 30
Yeah.
minutes away, 10
Well,
minutes
that's what's cool with like family or like just with people like you hang out with. Like if it's a house party, for me it's a perfect scenario, because like there'll be some people that are trying to have a good time, but there's people just chilling, and then someone will tell you eventually like, hey, we're 5 minutes away, y es cuando empieza lo de las maletas y cosas así. But going out just sounds like a nightmare.
You know what's also like such a big not a dream, because I don't think I would
New York?
ever go. Yeah, New York.
Seriously,
Not
isn't
a
like the
dream,
worst
no.
case scenario because
But
you're stuck
for
there.
many people, it's like the place to go. You think New Year's, you think Times Square.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that started.
Movies,
that it became
Gossip
such
Girl.
a huge thing.
I don't know.
And now a bunch of cities have their own little Times Square where they do, like similar.
I think
similar
it's
celebration.
movies, because like movies like Forrest Gump, where they have an entire scene of the big super big movie where it's dedicated to like New Year's in New York. It's just I don't know, which is cool. Hey, to each their own. I get my dreams from movies and books too. I'm not original either, but it just sounds like the idea of it. It's like, I don't know. It's like I would love to go to like the pyramids and stuff like that, but I've heard from a lot of videos like that's kind of it sometimes around the pyramids. So in theory, I would love to go, but in practice, it's like that sounds like it'd be expensive and then super hot, and I don't know. Like you really want to go see pyramids?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of money, So in practice, it just doesn't sound right,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, again, to each their own. Because I know people, because I always hear stories of people that like pass out from standing there because it's so crowded, or like if you have to go to the bathroom, you're losing your friend. I mean, it's like going to a festival or something. Like but it times 10, right? Because it's a bunch
And you
of
can watch it
people.
on TV.
And you can watch it on
It's
TV.
always available on TV.
Exactly. Univision usually has it.
Yeah.
Telemundo or something. I don't know. Again, to each their own. It's cool if that's what you want to do sometimes, but it's like winter in New York, Christmas. It sounds cool, but imagine how cold it would be. Like freezing.
Yeah, freezing.
Everything's wet or frozen over. Like
Yeah.
How does that sound
The whole
fun?
experience sounds just painful and
yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, people romanticize New York as a whole. Like, I mean, you've been. I'm sure it was cool, but I'm sure a lot of it was like, I didn't expect that.
I would go again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go again.
But I mean,
No,
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying people like over romanticize.
Yeah, they really
how it
do. And it's really similar to like Los Angeles, how they
exactly
like
LA
Hollywood
sucks.
and all. Yeah,
Traffic's the worst. It takes you 2 hours to go from one. I remember going into LA and someone saying, let's go to Venice. It took us 2.5 hours to go to Venice, and not because it was far, but because of just the traffic. And someone's like, oh yeah, this is just normal, like this it's not a bad day. I was like, how do you people live like this? Like it sucks. I mean, we get traffic here and I hate it. That's just permanent.
and about New York, I really like New York because it is really different than San Diego.
Oh well, yeah.
Like whenever I go to cities like that, is San Diego's nothing close to a city.
Yeah, I would love to go to New York. It looks really cool.
So it just it really is like a different type of life, and that's what I'm so curious about going back.
Yeah.
But it's always cool to like be walking and be like, oh, they filmed a movie there, or they did that.
Yeah, like I said, I'm sure it's really cool. Of course it is, right? It's the epitome of like culture and everything in the U.S. It's just I feel like people definitely, for movies at least, they romanticize it a little too much. But it looks cool. It looks really cool. I'd like to go for sure. But yeah, to like New Year's Eve though, or New Year's Day as a whole, take it or leave it.
Yeah, and also like Christmas, because you were talking about New York and winter and how it snows. And Christmas is always paired up with snow, but in San Diego we don't get snow, so we don't really get that Christmas.
Yeah, but you know that like a lot of people don't get snow till like the 21st or the 27th sometimes. Like there's places that don't get they get snow, but like after Christmas.
Oh, wow.
Like that's where there's the expression of a white Christmas.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, we get a white Christmas. Like it's not like guaranteed. Sometimes you get a white Christmas, and I'm sure now with like global warming, it's all fucked up anyway. Like it's still hot right now, and what is it, November? You know, but so I'm sure that fucked with it even more. But it's not like, I don't know about New York, but I know that a lot of places that it does snow, they don't even get it for Christmas. Imagine having to deal with Christmas or snow, but not even get to the dream of a white Christmas. That's gotta suck.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you want snow, just go to Julian.
And that's something that the media has like kind of paired up with in movies with Christmas,
looks
like
great.
the whole snow thing and winter.
Well, yeah, it's like I always wanted a fireplace to open my gifts.
Yeah,
I mean, it's perfect. It's the American dream.
Yeah, like one day your dad was telling me that about Santa Claus and how because you guys don't have a fireplace that they go through the doors.
Yeah, you guys didn't say that?
I know, because I never thought about making an excuse why.
You never asked questions?
Never asked questions. It's just like Santa Claus gets in. Like
yeah, he just gets in because he's magic. Like that. No, I'm pretty sure we saw that in a movie where he like holds his nose and goes zoom, zooms through. I mean, I don't know. That was a cool thing they told me. I mean, you know, again, like we were talking, I think before we started recording, like Christmas is great even when you don't necessarily believe in all the religious stuff behind it. Sometimes it's just culture and tradition that are really cool, and those stories are so cool because I mean they're not indoctrinating anyone, they're just telling you a cute story to like keep your like wonder alive. I don't know, my kid told me, he's like, oh, like if we set up a camera here, and like he was telling me about a trap that he was thinking about doing, and I was like, oh, that's so cute, because like you forget that they believe it. Like I truly believed it when I was younger. When they told me, they broke my heart. I can't remember how old I was, but it was a shocker. Like I had heard the rumors, but like I wanted to believe, you know. So I hated finding out, but I don't know.
Yeah,
it's cool. Santa's cool. I mean, it's just to sell toys, but it's nice, you know. I mean, it's like soccer. Like what is soccer, right? Other than something that people agree that is really cool, or sports in general. Same with Santa. I mean, there's no harm, you know.
Yeah, but Christmas is just a time where the whole city decorates as well.
Yeah.
Because Halloween, places decorate, but not like the whole the whole town. Or even like public places. Like in Christmas, you'll see like downtown area with Christmas lights.
The malls.
Yeah, there's Christmas trees everywhere. Yeah. So I think that's nice to see, even if you don't.
The one I never understood was the snow on the Christmas tree.
The snow. Oh, the fake snow?
Fake snow. It's like your tree's inside though. You know what I mean? Like, I guess they're trying to replicate being outside. I don't know. I just never understood it. I always wanted like a pink one or like a bright yellow one. Something different, but never.
Did you ever see the upside down trees?
Yeah, those are cool. Or the ones that had like a portal where like it'd be coming out of one end. And maybe that's too internety for you. But it's from a video game. It's from a video game. But like I remember seeing a bunch of like 9gag days like back in the day. It was like a circle and then half of a tree. and
Oh, okay. I see
on
what
the
you're
roof
talking about.
it was another
Yeah.
circle, and then the other half like it was on a portal.
Yeah,
Such a badass.
Yeah.
Like the whole fake tree thing. Do you have a fake tree?
I have a fake tree.
I get that that's a responsible thing to do, and my parents have one too. And I remember I bought one as well, which they're expensive. Right? Jesus, they're very expensive. But man, the real tree smells so good.
Yeah, real trees. I like real trees. The reason I don't have one is because I couldn't carry the tree up to my apartment. One year we did, and it was really heavy. And then we finally put it up, and with help and everything. And then to take it down, I couldn't get anyone to help me put it down the stairs. Yeah. So it stayed in my house for a while until I forgot how, but we pushed it down the stairs. Wow. And I was like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't get a tree that I can't carry on my own, because I was by myself. So, I had no one that could help me. So, so I got a fake tree, and that's the one I have now.
Well, yeah. Like I said, it's the responsible thing to do, but I really like the smell of like a real tree. And again, I'm sure there's ways to simulate that. But for me, it's every time you walk into like a dentist office or like a place that also celebrates Christmas a lot and they happen to have a real one. Oh, it's cool. Like sometimes the malls will have them and stuff like that. You walk by them and like, oh, that hits you. Again, it just feels very Christmassy. And for someone that is not a huge fan of it, it's really cool. Yeah. The food too. I mean, muffins and stuff like that. Like traditional cookies. American stuff. Yeah, cookies. Because, again, Mexicans kind of eat a whole lot of everything. Did you guys have, like, a specific Christmas meal? Or was it always, like, tamales and this and this and this and this and this?
A lot, yeah. Tamales, pozole. It really depended.
Yeah, pozole. Like, I know pozole is pretty big. I know people do birria, sometimes moles. Last year, what was it for last year? I don't know if it was Christmas. Maybe it was New Year's, but we did the broil, the seafood broil.
Oh yeah, that was
badass.
New Year's, I think.
See, that's cool too, because like New Year's is not even a meal, big meal kind of thing. Maybe a dinner, but it's not one of the big ones like Thanksgiving and Christmas. But we munched out. That was amazing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was really good. Man, I'm just hungry. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just really hungry. But for me, that's the holidays. Food. Gifts is cool and all, but I'd rather take food. Candy, it's really a shitty year for your body. Or portion of the year, because they're all clumped up together. They're like within months of each other. I don't know.
I just thought of something that we saw when we saw this Target. I think it was Target ad, or like the newspapers that they get sent home. Like the little catalogs. How toys don't have prices.
That's a trip.
They just
That's
had
so weird.
they don't have prices. They just had like a little scan code, and you could know how much it is like that.
Answer me why that is a thing.
Okay, we had a quick interruption, but
we're back.
We're back. We're gonna continue our conversation. So we were talking about how
the prices
of the little flyers and little magazines.
Yeah, so catalogs. Like the catalogs don't have prices anymore, which good or not, I don't get it's not that I think it's good that they have them or bad. I just don't understand why you make the change. Like they're making me go through an extra step of having to like click on it, and maybe it's to grab your attention even more and be like buy now kind of thing. Maybe that's what it is.
That's what I was about to say.
Shit.
I think that they want you to have the item already in your phone, and once cart. You have it in your phone, like in your screen of your phone, you're like, just click buy, and I'm done with that present, and then I'll be done with that person.
Creepy. That's so creepy. Oh, that's why. Yeah. Because I thought it was for the toy thing. Because I remember someone said that like, it's because the kids can't see the toys. Or whatever, the price of the toys. But I'm like, kids don't care. Yeah, I mean, it could be $1,000, and they don't. It's not that they don't care; they just don't notice things like that.
Or also, they'll see everything else. Like mentally make a note of, that person wants that, so you're already counting on buying that, and then when you finally go to the store to pick it up, you find out it's like $200.
Right.
But you're already there, so you're just like,
might as well buy it. Because it is an extra step. It's just, I mean, I already hate restaurants, dude. We just happened at Buffalo Wild Wings. I hate that they do that. I used to love Buffalo.
Oh yeah, that was such a change. So now they sit you down, and then you scan a code and you order your food in your phone.
How far they have fallen.
And then you pay before you get your food. You tip the person before you even get the food.
So yeah, you're marking up 30%, which a good 20 is fine by me. But you weren't ordering a lot of food; it racks up, But I don't know, it was rough. And then then you're not even ordering the right thing. I ended up ordering the humongous chicken That was for a kid.
I don't know how that happened.
I guess I mean I understand. Maybe I should have known to order from the kids menu, but Jesus, it was so much food.
So much food.
And now it explains the price. But anyway, we diverted a little bit. The toys and the money, I don't get that either. But yeah, maybe it's just so that it's easier for them to be like, buy it now. So instead of you looking it up on Amazon,
you're just like already in the Target app.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, I forgot I had an account because I bought that one thing. My info's already inputted. I'll make the purchase. Yeah, I don't know. Because I guess, because most people probably just order it through Amazon.
Because as a kid, I remember looking at all those commercials of toys and being excited or like, oh, that's what I want.
You actually like the catalogs?
Yeah, I did. I like the Party City ones for Halloween. I
knew those are the best. Yeah, they don't have those anymore, right?
I knew that they were not gonna buy me anything from there.
But it was great to like imagine.
It was so cool to just see.
And then the wall Party City, do they still have that? When they still have the entire wall, it looked like that catalog.
Yeah, it did.
It still does?
I haven't been to Party City in a while.
Oh, man. I used to love
the
them.
last time I went, it looked like that. And you could choose like the one exactly from the picture.
Yeah, because that's the best part about the catalog. You show up and it was in the wall. And you're like, oh, I wanted hashtag 457 or whatever.
It's like the
pound 457, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I really like those catalogs of Party City. I like the ones from the book fair or I don't know what it's called, but
the Scholastic book fair.
That whatever, from elementary
Never bought
school.
anything.
Those are pretty cool.
Never bought a damn thing.
And I would be so excited as a kid just going because it was a whole field trip.
Yeah.
You would be scheduled with your class to go at a certain time, and you had a certain amount of time to like look around.
There was always a baller, the person that got a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
And it was.
I would always get pencils.
It was like the rest of the class was pencils, or the rest of the class just kind of. There was always like a few. I feel like at least in my school, it was always like a lot of people were just looking at stuff, and you went straight for the Dr. Ripley's. What's it called? The challenges of the.
I once did
world
buy
records.
a book there, and I wish I still had it, but it was on how to text emojis. Because it was before emojis were a thing. And I was
like a book for it? Was it pretty big?
No, it was pretty thin. It had like smiley face, and then it had the colon and the parentheses, and then like giving a hug, and then it was like the all that complicated.
So
they'll teach you how to do emojis.
Wow, that's
and
crazy.
I remember I bought that because I was in 6th grade at the time, and I was like starting to text my friends, and I just wanted to be cool with like new things.
The emojis before the emojis.
But I wish I had it now because now.
It's a relic.
It's everything.
That'd be crazy to look at. Like I remember, I wish I would have kept my iPods. I mean, one of my Touch got stolen.
I have an iPod Nano.
That's
somewhere
so cool.
in my stuff.
The only one I ever got was a Touch, and I lost. Well, it got stolen, and then I had MP3s after that, and I got rid of those. But I wish I would have kept them because I had so much music in them. Like it was awesome. But I don't know if I sold them or maybe they got lost. We switched over to like Spotify.
Nano, but I lost the charger, or the charger broke or something, so it's uncharged, and I don't know where in the world to get a charger like those like the long chargers. But in that iPod, it had a camera, and I had videos of my family and my nephew when he was a baby. Yeah, I should find a charger somewhere.
You really used to think that those images were great too, like this is a great picture, or like the even like the early smartphones, their camera was really shitty. Yeah, like you look back at the picture, like wow, it didn't look like that. Or the filters that people would put on them, the ones from like Instagram and stuff, those were always funny. Like the borders or like the sepia colors that looked like super forced, like something out of a carnival. It was crazy.
Yeah, our cameras now,
it's hyper realist. I mean, I'm recording this whole thing on my phone. I don't know if it's good quality or not, but it's better than it would have been on.
And it was only in a couple years that everything got
crazy.
Yeah, like really good. Because my first phone was my first phone was my parents' phone, but
of course,
I would use it to text my friends.
Don't call me after 9.
Yeah, and it had like the numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and to text you had to click like
3 times
to text one letter.
Yeah,
I remember that, and I remember I was so fast at it to like.
Yeah, I remember grabbing a phone and doing that not too long ago. Because I was trying to put my name in a contact, but it was like a big radio. So it had that function. And I was putting like my first and last name on it. And it was like, I had to think about it for a second. I was like, wow, I used to be really good at this. And then it just kind of lose practice. Yeah. Same with like the small keyboards on like a Bluetooth and stuff like that. I had like the ones that flip. Not the Razor, but like just a different kind of phone. That was really cool too. Everybody had like super different phones. But I got really good at those. I remember I knew someone that could text behind their back. that was a trip.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is a trip.
they would presumían mucho eso de que in class they would put their hands behind their back and they would just text. I don't know. It was kind of a trip, but very skillful people. But I don't know how we got to the.
I know we
to the
always
phone.
get off topic.
But holidays, I don't know. I'm sure it had to do something with Christmas. But yeah, it's the Scholastic book. So you got the.
Oh, that catalog, yes. And then definitely Christmas time, it was just toys everywhere. So
Yeah.
I would check
I was
them
gonna
out.
say for me, I asked about the catalogs because I guess I looked at the Halloween ones, but I really liked for Christmas I didn't look at catalogs. I would look at commercials, Mexican TV commercials, like during
Hot Wheels.
yeah December, los de Max Steel y los de los Hot Wheels y los they just like all the hasta los de las Barbies. It was just like commercial after commercial after commercial, and they're all for kids. So especialmente like when you watch pues Canal 5 had all the cartoons, Dragon Ball Z and all that sort of stuff, you would just see. I mean, I get it. They were trying to make me buy stuff. I love those commercials.
Marketing
so
and
creative.
commercials, like they really get in your head.
Yeah,
because that
for
would
sure.
happen with me with Chabelo, because I watched
I love
Chabelo.
Chabelo, but it's all commercials.
And yeah, it's all commercials. He would give out like these amazing toys that I wish I had, and then they would always advertise Beeps.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go have breakfast there, but my family never took me. And I went to Beeps for the very first time, like this year. Was it this year that we went?
In
Because
el aeropuerto.
we were stuck at the airport and we went to a Beeps, and I was like, wow, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to come here just because Chabelo would give out
it's
passes
a spot. Yeah.
to go. And
But yeah, looking back, every game was just a sponsor for either a candy or like food, and it's like, oh, that's weird. I never saw it that way. But what I was gonna say about the commercials, that they were so well produced. Like actually, cartoons, like first ever cartoons were created so that they could show commercials. Like they're like, okay, what do kids like? Animation, things like that, comics. Like if they create something that moves, they can add a bunch of things to it, which is like commercials and stuff, sell them toys and all this stuff. And that's how they were born, you know? So yeah, of course they're just there to sell you something, but goddamn, it's so good.
And then with toys, like there's brands that have always been around.
All right, last interruption. We keep having technical difficulties. It's the thing about YouTube. Usually, we only have to deal with the laptop, and I had that down to a T. Still haven't figured out this whole editing videos. I haven't figured out the software, the recording on my phone. It's such a pain. I regretted it immediately making video, but I like the clips that we're making off of them, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But it's a pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning experience. We're going to keep growing. So we're going to make amazing YouTube videos at some point.
We'll work on it. We'll work. Everybody starts somewhere.
It's our first YouTube
Our
video,
first together,
today. So, yeah.
If it posts, because I don't...
Yeah, if it gets posted.
Because I even forgot my headphones, so that was a whole thing. It's just...
Yeah.
It's been hard. But, hey, we did it.
We did it, yeah.
With that, thank you so much for watching and staying after the last couple interruptions. Hope you guys liked the episode. You can always follow us at SLT8 Podcast at Instagram, and check out our link tree where you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, all that good stuff. With that, thank you, Jessica, as always.